Oh, hey guys. This video is for entertainment purposes only, maybe a little educational, but any and everything I say could be wrong. That's why I always say, I coined the phrase, do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Few people know that I actually coined that phrase myself. Yeah, you never get credit. The people that are really doing the real shit, they never get the credit for it. So anyways, I figure I might as well give you an update on what's going on. I've been talking a little bit about it. I might as well go into it some more. So I'm working on this trailer. And so I'll show you. This is fucking ridiculous. We'll start with the side that I need to work on most. I'm going to turn the camera around here. Or actually, we'll do it this way. So, this is the area I need to work on most right now, is right here. This. So the bathroom was right there. That's the window to the bathroom right there. And then the closet was right next to it. So this was the closet right here. And so I ripped all that out with the skill saw. And because the bathroom walls and the closet walls kind of hold the structure of this corner together so it doesn't bow out or collapse in or something, I temporarily put this 4x4 here. And then I'm going to replace it with a 4x4 that I sanded and stained. And then so here, so these were this was the one part of the closet wall, and this was the other closet wall, and also the wall to the bathroom, and then the other wall to the bathroom was right here. And so all those walls are out, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to put I'm going to sand and stain a 2x4 and put it right here. So hopefully it won't look too tacky. And I already beefed up, I beefed up the, I don't know if you can see, see this. Here, let me turn the camera around. So I beefed up this right here. And then also right here. And then I put the little, things right there to hold it in place well. And then the stained 2x4 is going to face the other direction like this. And it's going to start right here and go all the way up. And then I'm going to have to, cut it to fit right there. So it's going to go all the way up to the top up here like this. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same here. And then I'm going to screw these 4x4s into this. Okay. Then I'm going to take on the other side a 1x4 and run that up here. And the same right here. Okay. And it's all going to be sanded and stained so that it kind of looks like it's, part of the design. And then this wall, here, I'll turn the camera around again. So then this wall is going to go up against it and screwed in place. And then I'm going to put a shelf right here, and then 1x4 or 2x4 around this window to make it like a window frame with sanded and stained wood. And then it's going to have a platform that comes just like this much over the wall once this is pushed up against the wall, against these braces and stuff. And then and then my bed's going to go right here up against this wall. and it'll go from one end to the other. And I'm going to end up building a little like, what do they call that? Like, I'm going to build a little box at the foot of the bed. It's going to have a door that opens and closes, and I can put like shit and put my guns in there, and then put my throw pillows on the top of it, and blah, blah. That kind of shit, whatever, right? And then, so like this I did yesterday. This was a major pain in the ass. I did this. I put the paneling, the white paneling. As you can see, I haven't finished. I still have to do this and that. And this is all fucking Frankenstein the fuck out of this shit. I have no patience for this paneling. The reason is because paneling is like very exacting. It's very exacting. There is no room for improvisation when you're doing paneling inside a trailer. And I've never done paneling inside a trailer before. So it's the first time I did it. And I've been really procrastinating doing the paneling because and I knew, you know, I've been procrastinating it, and then once I finally did it last night, I know why I've been procrastinating it. Everything is exact. The mathematics have to be exact. You need to know all your fractions, all this shit. And it's just very tedious, boring. And when you do have to improvise, then that requires more exacting. Like, so say I cut this piece wrong, so now I have to cut a small piece to fit in there. Well, then I have to do more math, and I have to do more tedious. Whereas if I cut it right the first time, then it's easier. And so as you can see, I struggled. I had to cut the little piece to fit in there. You know, I had to cut a piece to fit in there, and then the one behind the board there, then this one. And then I didn't measure this one correctly because in that corner, there's a little bit of a difference. So I got to trim that little corner, and then I have to cut it down. Same with this. See how this kind of sticks out right there? I didn't account for that on the piece. So now I have to go and I have to cut a little tiny piece off of that corner so it'll fit right there. You know, it's just like, oh my God, it's so terrible. And I still have to put the paneling, that piece of paneling, up against that wall, which shouldn't be that hard, but there's just more. It's just a major pain in my fucking ass. So, anyways, so I've been just kind of doing this my way, which is the way I'm doing it is very non-conventional. So I'll show you. Well, first I'll explain a little bit. So this end behind me. This is the end I really need to start working on so that I can put my bed there. But that means I need to do these ribs. I need to do these ribs that I was explaining. One here and then one right behind me over here. I need to do these two ribs and sand the wood and stain it so that it looks nice, so that it doesn't just look fucking tacky as all fucking hell. And so once I get those ribs all in place and everything, then I can install this wall up against it, and then put the little ledge on the window and the window frame. And then I am going to have to do something about this here. I'm probably going to put a piece of wood that goes all the way across or something. I don't know. But I have to think of everything, like the interior design and everything, and it's just, so my approach is very unconventional. So on the other end, which I'll turn the camera on and show you, I started doing the design while I'm doing all this, like, remodeling kind of shit. And so, whereas the conventional approach is you do all the remodeling first, then you do the design and shit. Whereas I want to see progress because then I can understand where I'm going to go from here as I finish it, as I continue on to this end. I need to know what the fuck what it's going to look like as I'm doing it. And so this is what the other end looks like. So you see, I've already painted. I need to finish painting that. Then I need to install that panel there and then finish painting that panel. But I put in that top shelf above the window, and then I put a shelf that goes all the way across from there, all the way across to there, and then another shelf that goes over this window. And I, sanded and stained the wood, and then I placed everything where it's going to go. So I already started moving some of my shit. I've got like 1/3 of my shit moved in here already. So this is, just kind of like my entertainment center with my little knick-knack paddywhack bullshit. And then all my DVDs are going to go down here next to the air conditioner. And, I got my dresser and fucking cabinet. And then I've started the carpet. My refrigerator is going to go right there. And then this is going to be my kitchenette right here. And then that shelf up there as well. And then the carpet. So I started kind of trying to get one side semi-finished just so that I can get a vision of what the place is going to look like. What is the design that I'm going for? Which is why I'm taking the less conventional approach, because I'm just doing everything as I go. It's really important that I do this right. Like all the corners that I cut in my last trailer and all the half-ass shit and corners I cut, I don't want to do that with this one, because then it'll be more functional and everything else. So, and then here's some other stuff. Okay, so like I bought this big table at a really good price for what it is. It's a fucking great price, man. And then I cut it in half. I'll show you. See that? That's like, I'm not sure what kind of wood that is, but it's heavy. That's half of the table. I cut it right down the middle. And so you could see, let's see. Yeah, you can see the legs. So those are two of the legs, and then I cut it. It's kind of like a bench / table. See, and I bought this one too. But see, this one is obviously a bench more than a table. It's made of the same wood. It just didn't get the stain. Anyways, so I cut this one. I cut it right down the center. The other one is right here over the wheel well, which you can't really see because there's shit piled up in front of it. But then this one goes over this wheel well. Oh, stepping on my cigarettes. So that goes over the wheel well right here. And then this other one is just going to stack on top of that one. And it's just going to be like two shelves right here. And so the top shelf will sit just under the window. And then my bed will start right here and go all the way to the end. But yeah, so, and I painted the wheel well. I want to paint the other wheel well. There it is. And, but yeah, this is just totally crazy right now. And I got to finish painting. See, there's holes underneath that cabinet. I got to get that spackle shit and fill up all these holes. There were light fixtures. There were light fixtures that came with the trailer. This is a great trailer. I mean, there are no leaks. Everything is fucking sound. The electric, everything fucking works. The blinkers, every fucking thing in this thing works. And it's 1968. It's a 1960. It's a collector's item. But in a way, I've depreciated the value by tearing it apart, But that's because I plan on living in it. I don't plan on selling it or whatever, or just going camping, or whatever. This is going to be my home away from home, so to speak. And, damn it, I don't have a lighter. What the fuck? But yeah, so this is what I'm working on. As you can see, I have a lot left to do. So I got to paint all these walls. I also have to spackle all this shit, so it looks seamless. I mean, it is a lot of work. And And then that fire ant thing has just set me back by at least 2 days. This fire ant thing is just really fucking, perfect timing for me. It's like right when I'm ready to get started on this trailer, then I get fire ants in the trailer that I don't want to live in anymore. I'm trying to move it into this trailer. And so it's really crazy. But as you can see, this is insane. And I've got probably 1/3, hopefully it's more like 1/2 of my shit is already in here. So I just have to finish this behind me, paint the walls behind me, put that fucking, that turquoise plywood, install it. And then I'm going to also put a shelf that's going to go from here. Oh, sorry. I'm going to put a shelf that's going to go from here all the way across to where the window is. And then where the window is, I'm getting an industrial vent that has like a high power industrial fan with a switch where I can turn it on and off. And so when it turns on, it blows out. And that way when I'm sitting on my fucking couch smoking, I'll turn that fucking fan on. I'm going to install it in that window. And then that fan will just fucking suck all the fucking air out of here and just blow it out. That way when I'm smoking, it's just going to suck all that cigarette smoke right out the fucking window. It's like an industrial strength power vent. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. It may not look like much, but it is a lot to me. Like, it is a lot of shit. I mean, I want to make sure and do everything right. I've become somewhat of a perfectionist about it. And in the future, if I ever get another trailer, I'm not going to do all this. I'm just going to have a refrigerator, a table, a chair, a bed, and maybe a TV, and that's fucking it. I'm not going to be like making it all nice with the entertainment center and all this shit. Like, forget about it, man. Fucking get about it. I'll just sell all my knick-knack, paddywhack, dog bone bullshit and all my, little fixtures and cabinets. I'm just going to sell it all, get rid of it. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see how this turns out. I mean, I think it's going to turn out good. It's just going to be a lot of work. And I got to pace myself, because if I start rushing, then I'm going to start fucking it up. And once I'm done, it'll look good. It'll look nice. And who knows? Maybe it'll last me, 15, 20 years. And, whatever. Who knows? I might win the lottery and just give it away and disappear into, some remote part of the world and just be left alone. But yeah, that's about it. So that's what's going on. This is the project I'm working on, and it ain't much, but it is what it is. And see you, boys.